We are on Machshirin Parakeh Mishnah Bet. So we're talking about when water is b'chiyutan, when you want to get wet or not. And we talked in the last Mishnah about getting thrown in the river, and if somebody pushes you into the river because he's drunk, or if you're fooling around, like at the swimming pool. So says the Mishnah, similarly or continuingly, Hashat al Panei Hamayim. Person is shot. He's sailing on the water. He's rafting on the river. Hanitazin, the splashing. Shelo b'chavana, unintentional splashing, ena b'chiyutan. That is not b'chiyutan. So if you're rafting down, you're on the ferry, and the water that splashes is not b'chiyutan. Ve'im nitkaven latiz al chavero. But if you start splashing your friend, hareza b'chiyutan. That is b'chiyutan. So we now have whitewater rafting, the splashing that's in the Mishnah, and it's a ramification. So you should know the Mishnah does deal with what you could ask a riddle. What are the halachic ramifications of splashing your friends or throwing them in the swimming pool? So it all depends on whether you're joshing around or he's not. It's a practical joke. Okay, so Mishnah says, "How sets tzipor b'mayim?" Person does a bird in the water. And they're really interesting. What does it mean, tzipor b'mayim? Shema aleh et al panei hamayim ritichot. You make ritichot, boils. Kamin aba'abua. You're making bubbles in the water. How you make a bird in the water, it's unclear. Okay, the Mishnah says, "Hanitazim," the splashes, ve'et sheba, and that which is in it, einan b'chiyutan. That's not intentional. What is in the world? Okay, when you make the bubbles, the water bubbles themselves are not b'chiyutan. So the Bartidura says, like, what is this tzipor? It digarse. Some of the girsa hauset tzinor b'mayim. So when you see this, tzinor, tzipor, like, you don't know what a bird is. So then I checked, of course, all the girsaot, and when you look at them, you see here, hauset tzipor, tzfor. You see here without the yud, tzipor without the yud. Or if you look at, let's look at Kaufman, is a very well-known Ktav Yad. And you see it also says Hauset Tzipor. We'll wait for a second. Yeah, the National Library of Israel website decided to crash. And you get the point. All of them have, well, I don't get the point, but you can trust me. You can look it up yourself. National Library of Israel, it's Tzipor. All of them have Tzipor. They don't have that girsa. It's interesting. So what happens when the Bartidura says, eat the garse? It sounds like he's saying something about the girsa, because I have no idea what it means to make a bird in the water. But if you look at the Jastro here he has, if you look up Tzipor, look it up. He says there is a Jasper bonus. He says, "Hauset tzipor babait Machshirin 5.2 Jasper bonus variation tzinor." Okay, if you have a variation, I haven't found one. If one makes a bird in the water, producing bubbles by blowing through a tube, that's he's trying to play on the tzinor. If you look at the Bartidura, it didn't mean like you're blowing through a tube. I think it's like you're making a bird, i.e., you're splashing. That's what it sounds like to me, but I have no idea. I'm just guessing. So anyway, when you make splashing, Hanitazim, the splashes, einan b'chiyutan. They're not b'chiyutan. I guess why? Okay. He says, L'natez mimenu amayim b'tzchok. He says, Osim na'arim kimin tzinor shel kaneh o shel eitz chalul. If you say tzinor, like they have like, when you have like those, you have like the water, what are those things called? When they have the noodles. Right, and what do they do with the noodles? They splash them, they slap them, or you're blowing it and you make a tzinor and you would blow mayim on the other people. Okay? Nonetheless, the water in the tzinor, you say if it's tzinor, then it's bitzchok, and the water that splashes. That's why he says it's tzinor, because it says ve'et sheba. Sounds like there's water in it. So no matter what, if you splash your friend, this is a halacha, that if you splash your friend, einan b'chiyutan. He doesn't want to be splashed. Nobody likes being splashed. So therefore, it's not b'chiyutan, and it's not machshir lekabel tuma. Who knew that there was such a thing about the ramifications of the halacha to splashing your friend in the pool? We'll stop here, dedicate our learning to memory of my father, Rav Simcha ben Yitzchak Kalman.